opening up Indian skies last week, the government is all set to weave a better future for India's textile industry. We learn that the cabinet is all set to give a clear to the textile policy tomorrow. Mangalam Maloo joins in now to explain how this will change the game for the industry. Maloo, first aviation, then the FDI push, and now textile. The government's clearly looking at an active reform drive. Exactly what is the kind of changes that we can expect tomorrow?
Indeed, active reform guide, as you spoke about, Kritika, but the key thing here is that the government, via this textile policy, is looking to extend the Make in India policy itself. The older textile policy was in 2000, so this, the new policy, which we expect the cabinet will approve tomorrow, is looking to revamp that. And there are two big focus areas for the government as far as the textile industry is concerned itself. The first one is that textiles, after IT, is the largest exporter in the country. Currently, textile exports account for almost $40 billion annually, and the government aims to achieve exports worth $300 billion in the next 9-10 years. So that's octupling or 8 times of the current exports. The second thing that the government will watch out for, remember, textiles accounts for a large part of jobs. Currently, textiles employ as much as 35 million people, and the government expects this number to double, or it envisages additional 35 million jobs created by 2022 itself. So a few focus areas that the government will keep an eye out on. The first one is the fact that textiles have a lack of skilled workforce, so we'll keep an eye out on any reforms coming in to train the skilled youth for that. Secondly, labor reforms. The key labor reform we're expecting out here is the fact that women, the textiles ministry will write to the labor ministry to get women to work in the textile industry at night itself. The current norms entail that the women cannot work in the night, only during the day shift, and that accounts for 50% of the textile workforce itself. So that would be a big reform. The second thing we'll be watching out for is higher investments. What the industry wants is higher investments or higher incentives for manufacturing rather than exports, because by 2017, if exports are incentivized, India is a part of the WTO, that will become unviable. All those guidelines will come into force. So rather than incentivizing exports, the government should incentivize manufacturing itself. All said and done, the government will look at a future roadmap of the textile industry as well as reducing the transportation costs. So in terms of stocks, we saw big moves come by in most of the textile. In fact, all the textile stocks in today's trading session, it's nothing earth-shattering that is happening after the policy change tomorrow. It will take a while before all these things do come on ground and see some improvement in the company's financials itself.
All right, Mangalam, thanks for joining in with those details. So